Hello, welcome back to another tech related video on our Tech Fam channel. Today we are going to discuss what is the anonymized data meaning. The definition of anonymized data is a data that has been stripped of personally identifiable information, also known as PII. Anonymized data can be helpful for research purposes as well as for compliance with privacy regulation. But it is important to note that there are often more than one kind of PII. The obvious ones are name, address, and social security number, but it also includes things like IP address, biometrics, and phone number. If a user can't be identified by any of this information, then their data is considered anonymized. The anonymity of data is important because if it has been properly anonymized, it legally cannot be used to identify anyone, even if hackers were to steal it. That makes it useful for certain situations where you need to analyze large amount of data but want to protect the privacy of the people involved. Anonymized data is data which has been processed in such a way that the original identifying characteristics have been removed. It therefore can't be linked back to any specific person, even if it is combined with other information sources. The term anonymized is in fact a misnomer because there is no way to guarantee that anonymized data can't be re-identified. However, anonymization techniques do have a potential to make data less personal and reduce the risk of re-identification. Now we come to how to anonymize data. While many organizations adopt process for anonymizing data at source, for example, removing names and addresses from forms before they are processed, others choose to do so later in the process. This is often preferable as it allows for the better efficiency and means you are able to keep all your information together in one place rather than distributing copies across multiple sources. It is also possible to anonymize data retrospectively by de-identifying it after it is being collected or used for a certain period of time. Let's know what are the methods of anonymizing data. First one is generalizing. This is the process of removing part of the data to make it so that identifying it is more difficult or impossible. For example, collecting someone's postal code or zip code, but removing the last 3 digits in order to maintain some level of discretion while still being accurate. Pseudonymization. This is the process of giving parts of data different or private identifiers that are not that of the original source. In contrast to generalization, this method allows for a full picture of the data without compromising the identifying or privacy of the user who discloses it. Data masking. This process hides or alters data values. This is the safest way to prevent reverse engineering information, but has its cons in that the original data may be more difficult to access for those who have permission to do so. Let's discuss examples. Anonymized data is a type of data that has been processed to remove any personally identifiable information. This type of data is often used in research, analytics, and other data-driven activities. Anonymized data can be used to protect the privacy of individuals while still allowing for meaningful analysis. One example of anonymized data is a data set that can be stripped of any personally identifiable information such as names, addresses, and phone numbers. This type of data can be used to analyze trends and patterns without the risk of exposing any individual personal information. For example, a data analyst may use anonymized data to analyze the purchasing habit of a particular demographic without having to know the identifier of the individual in the dataset. We consider another example of anonymized data. Data is a dataset that has been stripped of any information that could be used to identify an individual such as IP addresses and geolocation data. This type of data can be used to analyze the behavior of users on a website or a mobile app without revealing their identity. For example, a data analyst may use anonymized data to analyze the behavior of users on a website to determine which features are popular or to identify areas of improvement. At the last, anonymized data can also be used to measure the effectiveness of a marketing campaign. By stripping out any personally identifiable information from data, a data analyst can measure the success of campaign without having to know the identity of the individuals who responded to the campaign. Overall, anonymized data is an important tool for the data analyst and research by removing any personally identifiable information from dataset. This is what for today's videos. Thanks for watching it.